The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
When you watch the news, you're always hoping there'll be something interesting that might be around your suburb or that you can really follow. And last night, it was the police chase that started in East Perth where the cops tried to pull over a Toyota Prado, a white one, and then the guy just decided, no, I'm going to take these
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly, hey, we've got you videoed all through the city, brother. And he heads over to Scarborough and he's doing a couple of loops around the front of Scarborough in front of Rendezvous and all the rest of that stuff and decides to take the stairs in the Prado, Nat, to escape the cops who are in the Commodore.
Yep.
Down he goes,
Yep.
down to that amphitheatre and tries to drive around the corner.
Wild. And then he jumps out and runs into the sea to try and evade capture. No, I'm just going to put it out there. Unless you are Sean McMahon swimming to Rottnest every week, that wasn't a good avenue of escape.
No, it wasn't.
So,
it wasn't at all.
extraordinary. They did apprehend him. Apparently he was 40, which really surprised me. Like, I don't know what the age cutoff for that sort of behaviour is. That sort of alleged behaviour. But
actually, they do say that 80% of all crimes are committed for people under the age of 40. I think I read that.
Okay, that's a great stat.
Right. I think I did. Just tell your friends.
Sam would like us to know that he's popped the footage up on our socials if you haven't seen it. But it was
so many
everywhere.
people filming it was great.
Well, the thing was, somebody managed to catch the footage of that Prado as it took the stairs, and it's like you just. Like, were they just taking a selfie or something? What were they doing? And then all of a sudden it just flew down? Or
well, the cop sirens were going, so if you're out on that balcony, because all those, those apartments above those restaurants are along the front there, where that roundabout is, on that left-hand side.
Yeah.
It would have got your attention.
Yeah, and there'd be tons of people just taking photos of the beach.
Yeah, there would have been just with their camera out.
Scarborough is nice.
Yeah, because I hear sirens all the time, but I don't get my camera out to film things.
Canning Highway's full on.
I know, all the time.
Anyway, we digress. That was a moment, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and when they arrested him, right, and you can see him getting hauled up that amphitheatre area from the beach. He was wearing like jeans and a hoodie and stuff, and you're like, how are you going to swim off in that?
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, I've got full togs and stuff, but
yeah, if you are going to take the police on an alleged car chase from East Perth to Scarborough, do it in your Speedos. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and here's the other point to that. If you're going to drive a Prado down the stairs onto the sand, take the time to get out and put your tyres down just a little bit.
Right.
15.
Sean learnt the hard way.
And then you can just peg it all the way down.
Actually, can you explain to me? So everyone kept posting on it saying the rims. I didn't understand what that meant. So is that what you're talking about? He had to let the tyres down or something like that?
Well, I think his tyres were too hard, so his car came to a stop on that white sand anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know, the rims might have been just getting maybe scratched on the... Because that's limestone as you go down that seating area.
I know that you are supposed to they're made to go off-road, but I don't think you're meant to drive them down stone stairs.
They're pretty good cars. I don't know. I haven't seen their testing lab.
Imagine if that's your car and then it's like, oh, my car got stolen, and then you're looking at the news and go, right.
Belltown Times.
The Belltown Times were the first ones onto it, as always. That's where any breaking news happens in this state now, as it should be. That's great.
We want to know, though, if you filmed something, because that was a moment in time. We got to see it on all the news services. Great filming that, wasn't it?
That's right. I know. And this is the thing. And sometimes you're just filming... You're filming something else and then you catch something by accident in the background. I remember seeing a beautiful post once. It was a photographer who was somewhere in Sydney taking all these pictures, and then when he went home and looked at them, he'd caught somebody proposing on this headland in the distance. He didn't even realise at the time. He was just taking scenic shots. And then he looked at it and went, oh, that's the moment when the guy's got down on the knee and he's asking the question. So then he was searching for them to give them the photo.
Oh, that's nice.
Because he'd actually managed to capture the moment.
Yeah.
Unwittingly.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
That is a good story. There's going to be a lot of bad stories that go with that someone's been caught in the background with someone else. I bet you. Were you thinking that?
Oh, no, I was just remembering. Do you remember when you did a photo shoot for a client and you ddidn't realise you had your Jolly Roger out?
No, that wasn't a photo shoot. No, that's worse than that.
No, that was filmed.
We were opening a toy store. It was the opening of a toy store, and all around Sean were waist height children.
Yes. They should have been compensated. I didn't bring in that conversation.
Quick question. What do we have to do to get sacked around here? Something worse than that,
a hell of a lot worse.
I just remembered when I was in Mexico, I was there was one place that we went to, and there was a great view. You kind of climbed up this hill to there was a temple thing on top, and then in the background, when you looked out, there was volcanoes and stuff. And I took a selfie at the moment that the top blew on that volcano.
Oh, I did too.
Big puff of smoke came out, and we're like,
that's cool now.
Yeah, it just kind of just went poof at that moment. So before that, there was nothing, and then as I'm taking it, so people got up on, there was a little thing you could stand on. People got up on before me, and in their photos, there's no smoke coming out. And then when I did it, in that photo, look, yeah.
That's a good
look
one.
at
You should do something with that.
Thanks. Nicole's in Banksia Grove. Hello.
Hey guys,
Hey,
good
Nick.
morning. How you going?
Awesome.
Great, Nick. Okay, what did you capture?
So I was working and living up in the beautiful East Kimberley,
Yes.
and a group of us were walking to the Kimberley Hotel for our local Thursday night trivia night.
Yes.
And so I don't know if you guys have heard, like, the flats. You walk across the flats, which is red dirt, bit of gravel, just
Yes.
off the road sort
Yes,
of thing.
yeah. Like
So-
just an open expanse. Yeah.
Yeah. So, here am I. I'm just filming everything because new to the town, really excited, sending the footage back home. And anyway, the next minute, this guy in a truck carrying, all the road train carriages on the back.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking a lot. I don't know what was in it. He comes tearing across the flat.
Oh.
And we're just like going, is he coming towards us? Because no joke, it was something out of a movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just kept filming it. And because it was really weird. I don't think he was quite all there. Anyway, he was tearing it up so bad it created like a big red dust storm.
Yeah.
And we're waving our arms and we're not the only ones. Everyone's kind of walking off the road, coming across flats. But
Yes.
we all just had to run, and I don't run. We just had to run.
I don't run.
For our lives,
Yes.
every direction we could. We're screaming. But even after we all got off the flats and onto the actual road, and then we made our way to the front of the Kimberley and got ourselves a real quick coldie.
Yes.
It was just like he kept doing it.
Oh,
And
he's
I
just
was
cutting
like,
up on the
ever-
flats on a road train.
Did you ever get to the bottom of it? Like, was there any, I don't know.
Well, yeah, we had to call our local friends
Yes.
because we weren't quite sure of the story.
Yeah.
Because we weren't sure who was behind the wheel. And, so eventually, no, he just took off and tore out of town.
Wow.
Either towards Kununurra or Fitzroy. I don't really know which direction he went in, but could have gone down one of the other, roads. I mean, it was actually out of a scene, like out of a movie.
Yeah.
And when I played it back, it was people at home were like, oh my God. But
What is
it was
happening?
it was just like, here we are, just talking. And it came off like one of the back streets. And because the flats it's near the little airport strip we've got up there.
Now, what town are you actually talking about? You said East Kimberley, but what Kununurra?
No, not Kununurra.
Let's just say somewhere between Kununurra and Fitzroy.
Okay.
What one's that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm trying to think
Yeah.
which one it is.
Thanks, Nicole. Sean's now looking at a map. Bree's in Lathlane. Hello.
Hey, how you going, guys?
Good,
Great,
Bree.
Bree. We're talking about, amazing stuff that you managed to capture on camera. What have you got for us?
It was my 17-year-old son and his mate, and they were at Roddo on a beautiful day on the school holidays that have just gone,
Yep.
and doing a bit of underwater filming, and got a beautiful big octopus on screen, which was lovely. Got really nice and close to it, close enough for said octopus to extend a tentacle with the GoPro out of my son's hand and scurry off with it.
It's Stole his GoPro.
Stole his GoPro. But two 17-year-old boys in the, with the metabolism of a greyhound, went after him, retrieved it, and had been recording the whole time. So on playback, you can actually see this tentacle come out. You can then see suckers all over the face of his
That's
GoPro.
amazing.
That's awesome.
You can muffled, because we now know what was said, you can hear,
Yes.
oh my God, he's got your GoPro. And then, my GoPro. And then ensuing underwater battle. And then the faces of two very stunned boys as the last shot when they've ripped it back out covered in slime.
What amazing
it's gold.
footage.
That's gold.
That is
that's
incredible.
gold, Bree. I'd love
Yeah.
to see that.
Oh, that's so good. Thank you, Bree. Jackie's going to finish us off. Hi, Jack.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie, what have you got for us?
Well, this is more a
story about what we're worried about, what did get captured. This is back in the 80s where, you had to capture things with video cameras.
Yes.
And we were staying at the Golden Sands in Penang when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And they had this water slide there. And, there was all these Japanese tourists and there was us there. And everybody was filming all their kids coming down the water slide. And I finally convinced my mum to go up there.
Oh, Jackie. Yes, you're up on the top of the water slide, yes.
You're cutting out a bit, Jack.
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. And, and so I was finally convinced my mum to go down this water slide, and there's a Japanese tourist kid in front of us, and that one goes down first. But the brother was too scared to go down, so I said, no, Mum, you go down next. So all the parents are filming down the bottom of the slide.
Yes.
And then Mum goes down and, of course, loses her top on the way down there. So as she arrives down in the water, there's just this, roar of laughter from all these tourists and my dad and everyone that's filming. Yeah. But we always wondered to this day, whatever happened to that footage, because back then it was, it would have gone back to Japan. And that was...
Yeah, she's probably the star of Japanese Funniest Home Videos, and she doesn't even know it. Yeah, Jackie's
line isn't great.
Jack's funny, yeah.
Someone's got that footage. They've used it.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And Sean would like to buy it.
Just to see if it was real.
Yeah.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I like to have a nap during the day.
Yeah.
And at the moment in our area, that is impossible. Because, and I know this is very important infrastructural work. So there's a bridge in Fremantle. There's two bridges to get across the river in Fremantle. There's the Stirling Bridge and there's the old traffic bridge. Yep. And the old traffic bridge is being replaced. It's a massive project, right? And at the moment, they're at the stage where they are getting gigantic metal pipes, and they have to imagine if you're hitting a star picket into the ground with a hammer. Yeah, that's good. It's that, but on a grand scale. So it's this massive clanging. I asked Dave to get something that was remotely similar to the noise.
Yes,
is what he came up with.
I don't know if this is it.
Okay,
the first part, Dave. Can you isolate the first?
Yeah. So,
no, because that's the whole lot of things falling on the ground.
I'm not changing it now.
Oh, okay. So imagine that first part,
yes,
repeated every 3 seconds.
Nat, I drive over there just about on a daily basis.
And to be fair, I don't live that close to it. So I'm probably, what we'd say, K and a half away?
I don't even think that.
K maybe, as the crow flies. So K away. A mate of mine is in Palmyra and can hear it clearly from Palmyra. But there are people whose apartments are literally a couple of metres away from that noise.
Yep.
Imagine if you're a night shift nurse and you are trying to sleep during the day. I don't even know what you would do.
What time does it start in the morning?
It's office hours essentially.
Oh, yeah.
So it's daytime. So obviously they're not doing it at night when most people are sleeping. But for the people who do have to sleep during the day because they work night shift or whatever, or just they're lazy like me and need a nap, I couldn't nap yesterday. I lay down and all these just like this clang, clang, clang. Clang.
Once
like
it's
that.
In your head, you can't take away. Yeah, you can't get out of it.
It's like imagine water dripping. How annoying that is, but make it metallic.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
No, I totally agree.
It's horrible, and it's not stopping anytime soon.
The amazing thing is actually seeing how big these pipes are, and the fact that they're going in like 30 or 40 metres into the seabed.
Yeah, into the riverbed. It's amazing, isn't it? Like on an engineering scale, it's an in-incredible feat.
But that noise is amazing. That talk about those. So it's North Bank is where in Freo is where those houses are.
Yes.
So I was wondering if they get compensated in any way, because you're right. That whole day is taken up with heavy machinery, and not only that, those massive pipes getting smashed.
Yes.
Time after time.
I can't imagine how awful it is for them, because it's literally happening outside their windows. Because there are apartments that literally back onto that site.
No.
I'd be surprised if they're compensated, Sean.
Yeah, I know.
Sean just he's a very optimistic soul, you know.
If anyone
he loves social justice, famously.
Yeah. So on one part of the things, I would like to know if anyone was living near one of these big infrastructure projects and got any kind of compensation, give us a call.
Do they look after you? Is that what happens? But
yes, but more importantly, Nat.
Yeah. Are you somebody who is plagued by a persistent noise when you're trying to sleep like that?
Yeah, just the
kind of-
first
it's not-
part. Just
yeah.
everyone concentrate on the first
It's
part.
not dissimilar to that, but kind of louder and rhythmic. It's the fact that it's just relentless every couple of seconds.
Oh, it is.
Jackie's in Alkmaar. Morning, Jack.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Jackie.
Okay, Jackie, is there a noise that's plaguing you?
We've got a smorgasbord of noises because we live in a new subdivision,
Yeah.
and then around us, the developers are creating more areas.
Yeah.
And for us, the worst one out of all of it is the ground compactors because
Yes.
there's
Oh.
big machinery.
Yeah.
So not only have you got that, but you can actually feel it in the ground.
I bet you do.
So you're sitting in, like, you could be lying in bed first thing in the morning, or you're sitting in the couch and you can feel the vibrations coming up
That's
through
tough.
the ground.
That's tough.
No sleeping
Oh,
through
you
the
wouldn't.
day.
So
at all.
do that? Yeah. So they don't work during the night though, just during the day.
Oh, no. Everything shuts down during the night,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's always through the day. Yeah. it's
And do you
very
need
loud.
to sleep during the day?
I had COVID a couple of weeks
Oh,
ago, so
yeah.
I was trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it haven't.
Yeah, that's
Those compactors, you can feel them when you're walking around
Yeah.
near one.
Yeah,
You can
I know, it's
feel that
awful.
vibration.
It's a horrible feeling. All right, thank you, Jackie. Let's go to Cecile in Armidale. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Good,
Great,
Cecile.
Cecile. What's stopping you from getting a good nap? What's going on?
Capsized down the middle of the road.
What do you mean?
What?
Well, the council put capsized down the middle of our road,
Yeah.
and we live on the straight out of a bend. So every time someone can't stay in the lane, you just hear all down the middle of the road.
Oh, that's great. That is so great.
No, it's not great.
No, it's not. It's not. So that's all day and all night too, isn't it?
Cecile, have you
Yeah,
complained?
and we live on a road with a school at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So during the day, it's kind of constant, but at night time, you just think, can't these buggers just stay in their lane?
Stay in your
Like,
lane.
seriously. Stay in your lane.
No, but you know when you see new ones but don't you try to go for them just for the sake of running
No,
them over?
Sean. No, Sean.
No one does.
No, no one does that.
Me neither. Me neither, Dave.
Sorry, Cecile. What was that?
I said, I just want payback. So, yeah, I probably do get a lot of
Yes. Yeah.
sides, yeah.
That's painful. Thank you, Cecile. Bryce is in Baldivis. Morning, Bryce.
Morning, guys. This one's for you, Shawnee. Bit
Yeah.
of compensation money.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean?
So my uncle, he owns a farm up near Morawar, and they cut a railway track to go to one of the mines up near there. I think Carrara it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, so it pretty much paid for his farm, and it only took about 20 metres off the front of his property. You've just got to hop over the train track and through a newer gate. So it obviously paid off for him, but, yeah, it just goes to show, he's got 150 acres plus. So, it's not going to miss
So-
20 metres.
So he got like a lot of money. Then you're talking about
Yeah,
serious.
like a lot. Like it was
Like hundreds of
insane
thousands.
money, and and it wouldn't have just been him. There's quite a few properties along that
along
road,
that
so
way.
they would have. Yeah, so it just goes to show.
Yeah.
If they all band together, they're going to get some dough.
Yeah, so they're technically taking land off, so they're resuming some land, so you can see.
Yeah.
But in this
Right.
case, they're not because it's already previously marked
That's
where the
right.
Fremantle traffic
Yeah,
bridge
that's
is.
right. That's right. It's just the discomfort
But
and the
it's this-
noise you want to know about. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, so it wasn't for the noise, Bryce. It was
No,
for the...
it was
yeah.
for taking
No,
the
no,
land.
and it's
Take
only
the
his
land.
hobby farm, so he's not there all
Yeah.
the time. It was just a bit of a win, really.
Bit of a bonus. Yeah,
real
that's
good
right.
one.
That's right. And now it's close to transport.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We do have Jeremy McGovern in the studio at the moment. Governor, I want to tell you this little story yesterday, and I don't know if you do with this with the kids at all, but
His kids are quite small, but this is this in the bank because you can do this.
So my youngest is my daughter, and I tell her every day that she's my number one daughter, obviously. And then
on account of being only.
I ask her all the time if I'm her favourite between me and the wife all the time. So when I go and pick her up from school, I say I must be the favourite. I'll buy her chocolate or something. Like, tell me I'm the favourite. Tell me I'm the number one. And I try to force her to tell Megan that I'm a favourite in front of her. So anyway, yesterday when I picked her up, she started talking to me about getting a job.
Yes.
And she wanted to get a job at this restaurant in Melville where her friend works.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, no worries, because we're going to that shopping centre. We'll just walk in and see if it's open, and we'll go and see the guy. And it turns out the door was open, so I walked in and saw the boss, and he was like, absolutely, we need more stuff. We're opening on the weekends. We're doing breakfasts, blah, blah, blah. We'd love to have her on as long as... And he was so lovely. He just talked about having a smiling face and talking to the people. You can come in. So she was beaming afterwards that I got her this job. So I said, right, as soon as we walk in the door, you need to walk up to Mum and just tell her. Straight to her face.
Dad's my favourite. That's what you want to hear. Dad's my favourite, right?
Yeah.
Just so you know, Mum, Dad's my favourite.
100%. So I was all pumped for this. We walk in the door and she says, Mum, I've got to tell you something. I've got a job.
You're like,
and
this is your moment.
This is it. And then she ran off. Oh, it was heartbreaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever get the kids to try to tell you the best?
No, I don't.
Not yet. It's early days.
No,
They're still pretty little, aren't they?
We debate about it all the time. And I tell my wife, Maddie, that they just love her more. They all love her more than me because she's the softie.
Yeah.
And
you're the hard line guy.
And I'm sort of, that's the only reason.
It's nothing else.
You know, Matt, just so you know, like I'm doing this for you, so you can be the most loved one.
Yeah.
Which is that's sort of how it works. And I sort of do want them to love their mum the most deep down, but it does hurt the soul a little bit.
Yeah, every now and then. Are you like Sean? Do you make them watch your highlights? Your highlights reel?
Nah, my son Hudson does. He gets them up all the time because it's just saved in there. Because I'm always watching. No, but it's it's a funny one. The kids, aren't they? They gravitate towards, in my house, their mum a lot, obviously. But I'm trying to slowly persuade them, and chocolates and lollies normally works pretty well.
Yeah.
Letting them stay up.
Eagles merch.
Yeah. Eagles merch, or you want to come down the rooms.
Bring your mates down the rooms?
Yeah, just doing all that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah,
because
didn't one of your kids have their birthday party with all the mates?
Yeah, and he still hates me. No,
I mean, what do you have to do?
He doesn't hate me at all, but Mum's still his favourite, but I might have to do it again this year for him.
Oh, mums are so lucky.
They do everything,
They're
Sean.
so lucky, mate. No matter what happens at our house,
everything.
They will always be the number one. I mean, look at me. I'm doing everything, buying chocolates and Gatorades. They get a look in.
When's her birthday?
Yeah, what else?
Whose? Megan.
No, Sonny's.
9th of June, yep.
What year?
2010.
Hey! He had to think about it, didn't he? Had to think about it.
Yeah, you got to, mate. You got to think. It's hard, isn't it, to remember all those dates? So that's
it's not that hard.
Did you tell us the story recently?
Yes, I was telling Sean this yesterday, Gov. It was, you know how they on TikTok they go around interviewing people on the street, and this guy went around interviewing fathers who were clearly there with their children and asking them questions like that, like what's this daughter? What's her favourite subject at school? And the dad goes social studies, and the kid goes no. They could not get one thing wrong, one thing right, and there was a father with 4 daughters, and he's like, he says to the dad, when are their birthdays? And the dad goes, I can't tell you one. And he said, what about this one? Points to one. And the kid's like looking at him, and he goes, no, I don't know. And the kid goes, it was yesterday.
No. That's fair enough. But you're not
and then they drag the mum out and the question is, name their best friends, right? For each kid. And the mum, first name, middle name, last name of every single best friend of the dad's just in the background going, no.
Mums know what they had for breakfast 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, because they made it.
Yes, you're right. They did make it. So shout out to all the mums.
Yeah, for sure.
We love you.
All right. Well, Gav, we better let you go. You've got a plane to catch.
Yes.
Good luck
Absolutely,
against
Gav.
Brisbane.
Thanks, guys.
Do we read a book on the long ride home, or what do we do?
Nah, talk shit.
Have you got any series? Do you watch any series at the moment?
Not really. A little bit. Nah. I just, I'm like, I might be a bit weird. I just watch YouTube videos of regenerative farming at the moment.
Regenerative farming?
Yeah,
what
just
does that
farm
entail?
stuff.
So like wilding and stuff? Is that what you
it's just how to farm without spraying everything with fertilisers and actually doing it naturally.
Are you thinking of doing that?
Oh, I'd love to one day, for sure. But I got down a few rabbit holes on a few.
I mean, I often look at videos of cows' hooves being repaired. So, I know that's what the algorithm. Nate, the hoof guy, it gets thrown up to me all the time, and he goes, he had a rock in his.
There you go. Well, I went down the rabbit hole of dandelion farming the other day.
Dandelion.
Dandelion farming. So if you see me post-career,
that's right.
You're dandelion man.
Future dandelion farmer, Jeremy McGovern.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.